We're given f of x and g of x. We're finding x when they equal each other. So write them down. So let's substitute it in. Right? These two. Now, I can make this into a quadratic, right? I have these two that are similar. So what I can do is I'll do this. Let u, or let any number, I use u usually. Let u equal cotangent x. And I'm also going to move it to the left side. So now I'll factor, I'll take out a u. So I know that we have two cases. I know u can equal 0, and I know that u minus 1/3 equals 0, or if I add 1/3, this will be, now you don't multiply, or you can multiply, but if you were to multiply, let's write this down first. If you multiply first, then you get 3u, and then you just add 1 and divide by 3, which is the same thing, but it's a longer process. It's not wrong to write it like this, so don't worry. If you do your polynomials for IB unit, you'll see that this sometimes pops up like that, u minus 1/3, but don't worry about it. So substitute it. So we want to find out when cotangent equals 0, right? So there are two ways. I can take the arc cotangent, which I don't think your calculators have, or you could just take arctan. Now if you take arctan, you have to rewrite this in terms of tan, and remember, cotangent of x equals 1 over tan of x, right? So we'll do tan of x equals 0, and when does tan of x equal 0, right? Let's draw a little graph, or let's draw a quick graph. It'll look something like this, right? He has a VA at what? I think it's pi over 2. Right, so negative pi over 2 and pi over 2. And we're finding out when it reaches here. So, x can be 0 at that one point, or it can be like another point here when it intersects here. Now, I don't have a graphing calculator, and I don't actually remember when tan of x, I mean, it would intersect at pi, right? Because it's sine over. But I'll show you a better method, because that won't actually give you the answer, right? If you use the graph method, if you do arctan of 0, you probably will get it right, realistically. And I don't remember the method of the graph, to be honest, so you can do it like this. That's the preferred way. But the actual mathematical way that I like is rewrite this into cotangent of x, or cos of x over sine of x. Because remember, cotangent x equals cos over sine of x, and it's all equals 0. Now, using our rationals, we know that the top is the x-intercept, the bottom is the vertical asymptote. And we can say that y equals this, right? So our y is 0, right? That means I only have to worry about the x-intercept part, because that's what actually makes the fraction 0. So I can just say cos of x equals 0, and then just take our cos of x, 0, sorry. And I know that cos of x is 0 when it touches, when it's pi over 2. It's going to be pi over 2 plus 2 pi n for cos. Now remember, we have cotangent, so we don't keep the 2 pi n. We just keep pi n, because that's the period. Now let's do this one. Again, you can use tan. I'm not saying you can't. I'm just saying that this is probably the better way of showing your work. So, let's do cotangent of 1/3. Cotangent of x equals 1/3. Now this one I can do tan, or cotangent, but I'll do arctan. So, arctan, and we have to flip this, remember? Oh, I probably should have wrote tan first. Tan of x, and then this just becomes 3, because we're flipping it. Remember? Right up here. We didn't know that. So, tan equals of x equals 3, then arctan, oh, not arctan, this becomes x equals arctan of 3, sorry, that should be 3, and then x will be about 1.24 plus pi n, so n is element of z. And so that's our solution. So we have two solutions. We have where x equals pi over 2 plus pi n, such that n is the element of z. That's really bad, actually. Hold on. The element of z. And we also have x equals 1.24 plus pi n is element of z. You need this part and you need this part because it's a general. We'll assume that this was for, we'll assume we're doing x the element of the real. You can also do degrees, but at this point you should be good at radians. So yeah, remember, for cotangent, whenever cotangent equals 0, it's always pi over 2, and you can think of it as cos over sine x, and then you're just doing cos. Or you could just do arctan of 0. But again, I don't know if I forgot the graph of arctan, or of tan, sorry, so I can't really help you with that, but that's how I would do it, the first part. Second part, you can just flip, use these two. But yeah, hope that helps, and take care, guys.